Alright, today we're doing a video review of Dave Canterbury's tea kettle. Stand by. Okay, so we're cooking over the fire now with our kettle. And I think this is a good representation of what this kettle was designed to do. I've had it for probably 7 months. Cooked over the burner in the house for probably the first 2 months with it, just to get a feel for it, and then it's been out in the field ever since. Probably made I don't know, 50 brews with it, somewhere around there. Anyway, it weighs 11.5 ounces as you see it. If you added a pot bag to that, you're probably looking at the weight of a can of soda. It was pretty expensive from Dave Canterbury's shop. Especially when you factor in the shipping, I want to say the shipping was like 15 bucks or something. Stove was, I forget what it was. I don't want to say, but not a cheap piece of kit. And what pushed me over the edge to try it out was this. I don't know if you could see it, but it's got a filter basket in it. I'm sure if you're watching this video, it's because you're looking for reviews on this piece of gear. You're thinking about buying it, so you know the features of it. It's got a filter basket in there, and man, this is a painful review for me to do, because first of all, Dave Canterbury's my hero. I love the guy. He's probably forgotten more about bushcraft than I'll ever know. I learned most of what I know about bushcrafting from watching his YouTube videos. So I have a deep, deep respect for that man. And he's just an incredibly creative guy, a great teacher. I love how his videos, he gets right to it. I mean, it's like a tutorial that not a lot of unnecessary words. Let's say that. So this is not a slight on Dave Canterbury at all, and I'm in no position to review Dave Canterbury or critique him or anything, because he's very good at what he does. His R&D department at his company needs a little work, though. I think they didn't put enough testing into this before they fielded it, and that's why this is a painful review for me, is that there's a lot of flaws with this piece of kit that for me make me regret the purchase. So we'll get right to it here. The first issue, really the main issue, is this screen. This is the selling point for the stove. It's got that filter in there. If I'm using tea bags, listen, I just throw them right in the water. I don't need a screen for that. The screen is really, most people, I think, when they're looking at it, they're looking at it for either chaga or, which is fine, it'll work for that, or most people are looking at it for coffee, right? So you got your tea drinkers and you got your coffee drinkers. I'd say in America, you probably got a lot more coffee drinkers than tea drinkers. So coffee guys are looking at this and they're like, yeah, I'm going to use this for making coffee in the field. Well, I'm sure you've seen other videos on it and other reviews. It doesn't work for that. The pores on the filter are too large. The coffee passes through it to the point that you might as well not even have it. And I'm going to demonstrate that today. But that's a fail, right? So my recommendation is, if you're using this stove for coffee, just take that screen, pitch it, throw it in the garbage, just cowboy coffee it, throw your grounds right in the water and do it that way, because that screen's not going to do anything for you. The second issue I got with the stove is the bale. Dave, I don't know why you did it the way you did it, man. It's got these two bale handles, which they're really low, so that they interfere with, I mean, you can still take the lid off, but they interfere, they get in the way, and then you can't take this basket out with the bale handles like that. So you have to close them to get the basket out because it's too tall. And that's another issue with the basket. I just wish it was deeper. Maybe if you cone shaped it, Dave, or oval shaped it so it just dipped down into the water a little bit more and made a finer mesh on it, that would be all that's needed to fix that problem. But the bale needs to be taller. I would recommend mounting it to the sides of the pot and then running an oval bale that can overlap the side of the pot so you can get more distance. That's another issue with the bale, is that it's too short. So a longer bale is going to give you more space between the fire and whatever you're using to hang it, like a string or a piece of stick. You don't want that fire licking that string or that stick, so that's where a long bale comes in. So this is a short pot, right? It's not a tall pot. So a long bale would give you a little bit more leeway, keep you off the flame. So that would be my recommendation. And one bale handle. You don't need two. This thing is way overbuilt, and it's twice as heavy as it needs to be. The bale is twice as heavy as it needs to be because you have two of them, and it's twice as complicated as it needs to be because now you got to manipulate around two bale handles. One bale is all you need, Dave. And mount it right to the ends, and that'll give you another improvement recommendation. If it was on the ends, you can make your top opening larger. Now obviously you still need a lip over here. You need something to keep from having pour overs where whatever you're pouring out is coming out of the top of the pot instead of out of your spout. So you want a little lip there, but you could square that off, and then the rest of this right here all the way around can be opened up to allow easier access, and that's going to make it so that hikers and campers can use this kettle as a pot, not just a kettle. You can use it as a pot now, but it's just difficult with that small opening to work with. And that, if you open that up, Dave, that would make this way more versatile. And you would get, because most people don't want to carry a pot and a kettle when you're backpacking. You just want one thing that can do both. So that would open that up to that whole possibility. So that's another recommendation. And maybe make it out of titanium, or at least offer that as an option so you could lighten it up even more. And then I would also suggest a butterfly handle for the back. So if you are using it as a pot, you can, hold your food with the butterfly handle and eat with your spoon or whatever. So that would be a nice addition. Well, I think we're probably cooked up here. Let's see how we did. I like how that lid stays on there when I'm pouring like that. It's not dropping off. All right. Now, the moment of truth. Ooh, this is gonna be hot. So there's your grounds there, and then trying to burn myself as little as possible. Let's see if I can get this out. Ooh, that's hot. I don't know if you can see that, but basically got a bunch of grounds in the bottom of the pot too. And they're all up the side and around. You can see they're around the lid there. They work their way, when the water's boiling or the steam or whatever, they work their way around and they get down that way. They're all up on the edge there from where they work their way around. Anyway, in the end, it was a great concept, Dave, and I love that you're outside the box with what you started here. I just wish they R&D'd it a little bit more before they brought it to market, because the concept has a lot going for it, but the delivery in the end is well, leaves a lot to be desired. If I could do it over again, I probably would have just got like a GSI aluminum kettle or something for, you know, a lot cheaper. But even a Walmart, like my Walmart Ozark Trail kettle, just kills it compared to this. And it was 15 bucks or something out the door. So there's my review of the Pathfinder tea kettle. I hope you found it informative. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and like, you know, so I'll do more reviews on gears like this. And I hope you guys have a great day. All right, almost forgot to show the final product. There's the grounds that made their way into my coffee cup. Now I'm done with my coffee. So, you know, they stay on the bottom of the cup, very similar to cowboy coffee. So that's what you get, and that's with using the filter. And something I forgot to mention, I mean, I did talk about it briefly, but for some reason Dave went with this kind of like squared off bale. I guess he was doing it to keep, I don't know why he did it, but Dave, my suggestion would be to go with an oval bale, a rounded one. And that prevents, for like if you're hanging with this by a string over the fire, it prevents you from getting kind of a cockeye hang where your string wants to work into the corner or whatever. I mean, it's not a big problem, but you circumvent all that if you just have an oval bale where your string is naturally going to want to go to that high point, as opposed to maybe trying to work its way over to one direction or the other. Anyway, a little add-on there, a little bonus footage for those of you guys that made it all the way to the end of the video. Congratulations, you earned it. Again, have a good day.